Welcome, welcome, welcome. And this is a little short info session for the 21-day quantum body reset. So, my name is Padma, and I'm also, this is really this is the first time I'm doing this. So, I am doing a lot of it live so that I can record it with you, for you. And then we can repeat it because I think that it's important to do these things regularly. Okay, so the idea for doing a quantum body reset is that quantum is really taking smaller elements, introducing smaller elements, and allowing them to move into the system gently and ideally, right, if we bring things in gently, that we can start to repattern. Right, instead of doing like I'm going to change everything now, it's really just changing our habits slowly, right? 21 days of just a different experience or different patterns, changing patterns, introducing new things into the body and seeing how we feel. And what do we want to keep? What's helpful and what allows us to feel really vital and light and fluid in our body and in our mind. So my approach to body healing is really from the kind of the bottom up, as we say, right? That sometimes in my understanding or the way that I've felt has been really helpful is to kind of move from the body and allow it to change my inner experience and then how I perceive the world, my beliefs, even my thoughts. Right? That when my body is tired, my thoughts tend to be really impacted by that. Or when I feel, whether it's sick, whether it's out of balance hormonally or physically, or experiencing pain or chronic pain, or exhaustion, that it really impacts my ability to even access a clear mind. So it's almost like let's clear the body and support the heart, the mind, the connection to spirit. And so I just want to go over some of the elements and some of the questions that I've had. So the core is we'll have 3 main phone calls for questions for troubleshooting, right? If something feels, especially if you're new to this kind of work, whether it's the movement or a cleanse, then you may have more questions about how to make this work for your body. And that's really what those times are for, as well as the kind of Facebook group and email support. So I really want you to feel like you can ask or try something, and if it's not working, instead of saying, well, this doesn't work, that it's really finding what works for your body. And that's a huge gift, is to really find how do we make these changes so that we can integrate them for us in our lifestyle, in our way of moving through the world. And that doesn't mean that we're not needing to change, right? Because sometimes imbalance comes because our lifestyle is out of balance. But getting clear on, I guess, the conversation, how to meet yourself, support yourself to flourish. And then the other core, or the other big elements, again, I want this to feel really supportive and nourishing, not a should or there's something wrong with me, but I really want to experience a different way in my body. So that comes in daily movement, and they will be about 10 to 20 minutes. I will have a calendar soon. They won't be all at the same time. I want to make a few consistent chunks just to accommodate different time zones, but probably more in the earlier part of the day. Again, everything will be filmed, uploaded into a library. You can access that library when you need to. So if you miss a live, you can go back. And hopefully they're short enough so that if you miss a day, you can kind of pile up a little bit. Ideally, right, they're short enough that you can even do, right, even if it's a movement class and you do 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it will have an impact, right? It's very supportive to the body to have movement consistently rather than skip a long period and do more. Okay, other elements, we will do a cleanse. And so we're going to start with kind of getting used to the movement and a couple other trainings and getting clear on what your support is or is needed for you. And then we'll introduce a cleanse, which is a gradual, again, I'm going to try to keep this light and doable for you, so that it feels supportive. And a cleanse is always a little challenging because we are changing our patterns, and change is always interesting. As we know, we can have a lot of resistance or fear. And then sleep training, right? And this was really just information to, again, support us in small ways to get the most out of our sleep, because sleep is an incredibly, incredibly important part of our health routine, right? That it gives our body an opportunity to have time and energy to do what it needs to do. So part of our eating, right? We take food in, we break it down, we digest it, we assimilate it, and we release it. And we do that with a lot of stuff. We do that with information. We do that with emotions, right? They come in and process. And it's more of a releasing and even right mentally, that we take information in, we digest, assimilate, and we release what we can't absorb in the moment. Right? And if we don't release or soften or relax or find nourishment or find care with mind, beliefs, emotions, bigger things, then they can get looped in our system, right? Even with food, if we take too much in that's hard for the body to process, it tends to get stored or backed up or displaced into organs and not processed, but impacts our overall inner organ health. Okay, so it kind of moves on many different levels, from very physical to mental, emotional, even energetic. And then we'll have, right, so sleep allows the body enough energy to be able to do what it needs to do, right? Which is why we process a lot while we're sleeping, so that when we wake up, we have a nice release physically. Maybe we're restored and able to do, we can maybe even process things in our sleep and our dreams, and just how we integrate information and come the next day with a new kind of mindset. All right. We also have a nervous system training, just so we know kind of where we are. Do we run a little more anxious, or a little more numb, or a little more, right, a little more depressed, or a little more stimulated, and how best to support our system? Right, what are the tools that might really work for us to move more effectively through our day and our life? Guided meditations, just to support us to, again, maybe we need a little extra support to get to sleep, or to stick with staying connected to the movement, staying connected to our breath, staying connected to changes that we want. Right? One of the meditations will be a future you meditation, really connecting us to what we are becoming, right? What we know we are becoming that we sometimes forget or get a little sidetracked. And how do we, in a sense, call ourselves to this place this place of becoming, right? Moving towards our higher self, moving to the place where we are who we know we are, who we know we are meant to be. And where's the list? I just lost it. And a body mapping, which is just really interesting as far as if we have kind of chronic conditions or chronic injuries or patterns of limitation that show up, that we can maybe understand a deeper need or a deeper meaning, not necessarily meaning, but connect to the deeper need, the desire inside, right? Whether it's a dream that we have that we maybe haven't followed through on, that the body's really nudging us towards and saying, hey, you want to do this, now might be a good time. All right, so if you have any other questions, please let me know. You can email me, you can put them in the comments. I'd really love to hear. I try to put low cost so that I can support as many people as possible. If money is an issue, please let me know. And again, I want to support you to move a little more lightly in this world, to be able to be clear in your mind so that you feel anchored in what you are doing, what you are creating, how you're being of service, how you are not just offering your gifts as work, but how you're showing up in your relationships for yourself, your clarity of thought, even just the emotional kind of refinement of being clear with your emotions, like being able to feel them, integrate them, get support with them. So that is my hope for all of this, and I look forward to hearing questions and supporting you in this journey.